Diva, class is back in session, okay? And so is my Glow Up Academy series. So if you want to become your hottest, your healthiest, your happiest, your best self this fall, listen up. Today's episode is all about how you are going to become the best student ever. I have listened to you all, okay? I know that a Blair Waldorf episode has been highly requested, especially a study hacks one. In today's episode, we are going to talk about Blair Waldorf motivation and how you can channel her just insane drive. When you watch her, you just want to get up, you want to work, you want to dress absolutely amazing, you just feel so powerful. I'm going to teach you how to do exactly that. And I can promise you that by the end of this episode, you are going to feel more motivated to get up, study, work, whatever, than you felt all year. So grab your cute aesthetic planner, grab your iced coffees, girly, because we are gonna get up and glow together. By the way, welcome back to the Get Up and Glow podcast. I am your host, Madison Haynes, your self-improvement glow up fairy godmother and diva. And my mission is to transform you into the hottest, the healthiest, the happiest version of you before the end of 2025. So if that sounds good to you, if you're like, I am in, deal girl, okay, you already know what to do. But I am not going to waste your time blabbering on. The one thing I will ask is that you comment down below an affirmation that you want for this week, for this school year, whatever it may be. Comment it down below so we can claim and I can help you manifest it. Chapter number 1, how to find and harness your Blair Waldorf study motivation. Okay, let's just be so for real, get one thing straight. Okay, we all know that Blair Waldorf did not get into Yale. Okay, some things went wrong down the way. We're going to talk about the beginning of the season when she was studying to try and get into Yale because she was on the perfect track. And then we all know that, her chaotic energy completely destroyed that for her. Okay, so we're not talking about the character flaws of Blair Waldorf. We instead are going to talk about circa season 1 through 3, when she had that fire within her and nothing could stop her. She had her eyes on the prize. Genuinely, before we go and unpack any of this, I want you to be rooted in your why, okay? When you wake up early, yes, it sucks. When you have to go to school all day, yeah, that sucks. Studying for cramming for exams, that's horrible. I get it. But if you lose sight of the reason you're doing all of this and you're not rooted in your why, it will feel miserable. It will feel like it's all for nothing. But when you remind yourself, yes, this is hard, but the reason I'm showing up, the reason I'm studying and working so hard in school is to provide a better life for myself in the future. All of that stuff you see, all of these people have that you want. You cannot get there without education. You cannot get there without hard work. So we need to humble ourselves and remind ourselves every morning, I am working towards a better me. Do not let anyone underestimate you. Do not let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do in life, that you are not smart, that you are not good enough, okay? If you are insecure and you feel like you are dumb and you cannot do it, we need to fix that right then and there because you can do anything. You can do it, girlie. You need to believe in yourself. Go easy on yourself and understand that no matter what, if you put your all into something and you really can say, I tried my best, that is all we're after. If someone tells you that you cannot do something, that you are not smart enough, that you are not good enough, use that as motivation. Use that to drive yourself forward, to prove them wrong, to prove yourself right. Now, we already talked about being rooted in your why. And if you're new to this channel, I like to give something I call It Girl Action Steps, which is an actionable plan that you can take note right now. So get your notes out, girls, okay? And work on it as soon as we are done in this video. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, you'll get all of the different action steps that you need to do. And if you work on this right now, theoretically in 30 days, 90 days, whatever it may be, you will see a change so long as you actually stick to it. So your first It Girl action step for this chapter is, again, be rooted in your why, okay? You're gonna fall off, you're gonna forget, you're gonna get stressed, and you're gonna be like, I'm just so stressed, I'm so focused on that. You're gonna forget what I told you here now, but you know what you won't forget? Seeing your lock screen every single day. So every single month or year, whatever, when you need a little refresh. The stuff, like the same feeling that when you watch an episode of Gossip Girl and you just want to just rebrand your entire life. Find photos that make you feel like that. That remind you what you were working so hard towards. I want you to combine them all into Canva, into a cute little wallpaper for your phone and set it as your phone's lock screen. Then every morning or every time you're about to study, every time you're waking up early and you're like, I don't want to get up, I want to hit snooze, look at that lock screen and remind yourself, I am doing it for this reason. All of this hard work is going to get me here. This is my why, and I can tell you it's going to be 10 times easier to actually go and do whatever you are struggling with. Chapter number 2, you are going to crush procrastination, okay? I know that you are doom scrollers. I know it's so easy now to get distracted, but that is not going to help you become an A+ student, okay? If you want to become an A+ student this year, if you want to truly kill it like Blair Waldorf, here's what you need to do. Blair Waldorf never just said like, I'm going to become successful and then did nothing about it, okay? The girl had schemes. We all know and love a good Blair Waldorf scheme, okay? In the same way that Blair Waldorf has schemes, create your own scheme of how you are going to succeed in this year, okay? We like to say that a dream without a plan is just a wish. Blair Waldorf didn't just hope for success, okay? She planned for success, and you are going to do the exact same. You have a million things going on in your day. How on earth are you going to get them all done, okay? You are going to create a game plan. I want you to define all the tasks that need to be done in a day. Write them all down. Now figure out how you're going to do that, when you're actually going to have time to do that, and then get to work, okay? I want you to go and take the most important tasks, the ones that have due dates really coming up, or the ones that you know have the highest return on your investment. Put them right to the top and work on those first. And reward yourself, romanticize it, have fun. Like when you finish a big task, take a break, have a cute little iced coffee, go for a hot girl fall walk, whatever it may be. Now, if you're a chronic doom scroller and you struggle so hard to stay focused because you're always picking up your phone, the Pomodoro method will be amazing for you. What this is you can set by a cute little pink timer on Amazon, or you can just go and follow like a cute ambiance. They literally have ones on YouTube called like Blair Waldorf Pomodoro, how fitting, where for 25 minutes you go work, you're dedicated to be locked in for those 25, then the timer goes up and then you have a 5-minute break, and then you continue this method until you've gotten your work done. What this does is allows you to think, okay, 25 minutes is manageable, and then you have a little bit of a reward at the end without being like, I'm going into this and I'll have to go and dedicate 5 hours. That seems like a lot. You get overwhelmed, and then you're way more likely to pick up your phone. But if you know that within the 25 minutes you will have that time to go and scroll for a little bit, then it will work for you. Just make sure you stick to that 5 minutes, and you need to be disciplined, girl, just like Blair Waldorf. You need to know yourself to grow yourself truly, okay? You need to understand what hours are your most productive hours. What works for me might not necessarily work for you, okay? Do you wake up in the morning and you want to get everything done? Are you a nighttime girly? Whatever that may be, figure out when are the hours I find myself really wanting to lock in or really wanting to get to work, whatever. Go and write down your lock-in times, or what I like to call them, and then take your big assignments and do them when you know you're going to be feeling your best. Scheduling in that deep work for when you know your brain is going to be the most sharp. Not only will there be less resistance to you working when you schedule in your deep focused tasks when you know your brain is your most sharp, but you will do better work and you will retain more information as a result. And then the times when you know you have the lowest energy, maybe it's like right at the end of the day, schedule your easy tasks, ones you can do with like a video running in the background. Maybe you do your emails, maybe you just take your notes. I know you should be already doing this, girl, and if you are not, Blair Waldorf herself would be quaking, okay? Set deadlines before the deadlines, okay? Because you know what? Life happens. Sometimes you feel sick. Sometimes you get your period and you want to take a night off, okay? If you schedule ahead and set your deadlines way earlier, you can do that. You can give yourself a break if you need to, or if something amazing comes up, you can still go. You can go to that concert last minute because you won free tickets, whatever it may be. You don't know what life is going to bring. So go and take your deadline, what's it on the 10th, and say, you know what, no, I'm going to make it on the 5th. If you work with that timeline, I can guarantee you will never ever be late for a project ever again. And don't forget, like, procrastination is a habit. Studies have shown that we believe that we will perform better if we delay our tasks. Like, oh, I'll just be better when I'm well rested, or oh, whatever, like I'll just do better if I push it off. I'm not going to do good work now. But the reality is your future self will not do it better. Your future self just wants you to pick up the pen and paper, pick up the laptop, and get to work right now. Okay, so do it for your future you. Your It Girl action step for this chapter is to pick one thing you've been avoiding. This does not even have to be studying, okay? It could be cleaning your space, because having a clean space contributes to you being a good student, because things are organized, you feel better. And then set a mini deadline for today to get your ish together. Be like, today I'm going to deep clean my closet. Today I'm going to organize all of my notes. Today I am going to create a new lock screen. And then I am going to do it before 8 p.m. Chapter number 3, building your Blair Waldorf It Girl inspired study squad. Everyone needs an S to their B, okay? And you know, if you've been here around for a long time, that I talk about the power of good friendships, the power of your social circle, and how that will influence the way you behave and who you become, because you are the median, the average of the 3 to 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if you look around and you're like, I don't really know if I'm happy about that, because these people are making bad decisions. They might not be the best type of people to be hanging around with. It's time to make a change, because that will affect how you do in school, it will affect how you do in life, and it will affect the way that you feel about yourself. Accountability is truly everything, and it is so much easier when you have an accountability partner. So find your Serena, find that person who does not get offended easily, who you guys can have a good banter with and be like, did you do the homework tonight? Have you finished it, girly? Are you staying focused? How are you doing? Or someone that just swap notes with, someone to just banter off of, someone to go to cafes and study together who is going to be locked in just as much as you and not distract you from things. And you can even swap goals. Like, okay, this week I want you to finish this for this class, and I'm going to finish this for this class, and we're going to check in on each other. Like, having an accountability partner will truly change your life and make it way more enjoyable. So your It Girl action step for this chapter is to find a study partner, find the S to your B. And I want you to do a little bit of an audit this school year of who you're spending time around, okay? If you have a friend who's not completely in alignment with you, that's okay. But if you have friends who are really derailing their life, making very poor decisions and bringing you into that, it might be a sign to reevaluate that friendship. And I know it can be really hard to find girls that can keep you accountable, like-minded women that are going to also work on their own self-improvement journey and their own studies and have goals as well. It can be difficult. That is why I created the extension of the Get Up and Glow podcast, where it is an exclusive society where all of us can come together, we can share our goals, we can work on them. I give you a bonus podcast episode, 2 of them, every single month, not only just like what I feel like you guys are requesting on the YouTube channel, the podcast, but literally you can go and message me directly. Tell me, Madison, I am working on this, I'm struggling with this, can you please make an episode about it? And in those 2 episodes a month, I will do exactly that. I will take whatever you are needing to work on, whatever questions you have, even if it's about my personal life, girly, because we're unfiltered and raw on the exclusive society. Like, you get to see how I genuinely live my life. Like, unfiltered, no makeup, me in my bathroom, in my bathrobe, about to take a bath, just like unpacking about just life. That is what you get in the exclusive society. So we have 2 tiers, okay? One is the Glow Babes tier. For $2.99 on Patreon, you get access to the 2 bonus podcast episodes where you can request tailored content, and you get to access the exclusive group chat. So within this group chat, you get a weekly challenge that I will give you at the start of the week where we can work on, you can share your goals with the other girlies on the Patreon, etc. Now, if you want to go one step further, I have a second tier called the Diva Directive. So for just $4.99 a month, you get everything in that first tier. Then you get a Monday morning vlog style video of me talking about my week. You get to see behind the scenes of my life, around my apartment, just again, very unfiltered, very raw, unedited, where I give you morning motivation and I just talk about the typical things in my life that are leading me to come to these realizations on my own self-improvement journey, to just give you guys more context and give you guys more value into how you guys can become your best self as well. So if that sounds good to you and you're like, girly, I am in, head on over, click the link in my bio to my Patreon. But if you were like, I would love to do that, girly, but I cannot swing, it's not in the budget this month, there's always going to be a place for you. Like, every single one of you girls who likes, subscribes, comments on my stuff, especially the brand deal content, you have no idea how much you mean to me. Truly, you will always have a seat at my table. That is why I also created a free tier where you have access to a group chat. So if you guys want accountability part 2 and you're like, I want that, but I can't afford to join your society, there's a place for you. Go and click on the Patreon and join the free group chat. The link is in my bio. If Blair Waldorf could do the extracurriculars, if she could slay her way through the exams and have a thriving social life, you can do it too. It's hard, but it takes balance, mastering the perfect balance, and organization, girl. And this is how you're going to get there. I want you to track everything. Write everything down digitally. Find an app that works on your laptop, works on your phone. I love to use Notion, and take note of everything. Okay, you hear a deadline, write it down. Set a deadline 5 days before for yourself. Every single little task and micro habit you need to do in the day, write that down. Have a Monday through Sunday type of planner and organize your week. And every Sunday, as you do your Sunday reset, plan your week accordingly to make sure you're keeping track with your schoolwork, track with your goals, track with your social life goals as well, and allowing yourself to have those buffer periods to have breaks, because you do not want to burn yourself out. Within your personalized planner, I want you to have your goals listed, habit tracker, and your reflections. View this as like your ultimate go-to source for tracking your self-improvement journey, and make it visually appealing, because there's something about having things look pretty that just makes you feel more organized, and it makes you feel like you just want to show up for yourself differently. If you use Notion or your notes app, whatever, use cute little emojis before each task. I want you to do a reflect and refresh ritual 3 times every single week. This is where you review your planner, you check in, are my goals this week? Is my to-do list really realistic? Do I have to make adjustments? And then you do a sweep. It could be a physical sweep of your space. You wipe down your desk, you put things into their place, you make sure everything is staying organized. Reflect on your priorities. Be like, okay, how am I feeling? How am I doing? Am I making good progress this week? Are my goals in alignment with my highest self? And if that is true, great. And if it's not, adjust. And romanticize this, okay? Do it and make it calm. Have a cup of tea, have nice soft jazz music playing. Just make sure you're creating an environment where you are taking some time to get on top of the chaos of the week. And did you think I was going to leave you there? No, absolutely not. I'm going to give you rapid fire Blair Waldorf organization tips right now. I want you to be on mission inbox 0, okay? Every single day, pick a time that works for you to clear your emails. No longer are you going to have 500 unread emails. Batch your tasks. If there's something that you could be doing that's kind of related to other tasks, do that in one group so you don't have to consistently pull yourself away and do the same things and have to set up the same type of whatever. Too much added work, too much added energy. Prep the night before, okay? Lay out your cute outfit so you look good every day, because Blair Waldorf dressed for success, okay? We already talked about that. Pack a healthy lunch, have a drop zone where you drop your school bag, everything you need for the day, a little note saying, remember to take your lunch. If you're someone who forgets to take it in the morning, bring your little Stanley, leave it there in the drop zone, so when you wake up and you're in a rush, you can sweep it up and you can go and you'll never forget a thing. And your It Girl action step for this chapter is to pick one organizational system that you want to start implementing or level up this week and do exactly that. Chapter number 5. Wow, you came here. Sorry I kept it at the end, girly, but I wanted to save the best for last. The ultimate Blair Waldorf study methods that will genuinely change your life, change your whole academic semester. I'm going to rapid fire list study methods that you need to be trying right now. Number 1 is the Fenman technique, which ultimately is just you teaching somebody else. And by doing so, you're going to enhance your long-term memory and your retention, so you will be able to learn better and actually remember things way easier than just trying to cram it in through flashcards the night before your exam. Why does this work? Because it essentially forces you to explain things in your own words, to make sure you actually understand it. You're not just reading it and thinking, oh, okay, I memorized the words in the paper. No, you actually understand it enough to repeat it back in your own words, simplify. This also will reveal gaps in your understanding, so you can take note of that and go and actually study up on it. And in true Blair Waldorf fashion, how I want you to apply this tip is when you're studying, I want you to go and explain whatever you have just learned and visualize, pretend you're explaining it to your minions like Blair Waldorf would. If you want to improve your long-term recognition to help you on your exams, do things in small increments opposed to one long study session. You can use apps like Quizlet, or you can just use whatever AI platform to make yourself cue cards. Pro tip, do this at the end of every single lecture, okay? It will take you 5 minutes to just take your digital notes, flip them over and turn them into cue cards, opposed to having to do this for 4 hours and just being like, oh, why did I do that? Again, everything you do needs to be, how am I gonna help my future self? Make your cute little cue cards right at the end, you'll thank yourself later, and then spend the 10-15 minutes a night using the cue cards and studying. And then when it comes time for a pop quiz or an exam, you'll already have been studying in small increments, so you won't really need to take that 2-week-long period where you just sit down for 10 hours and cram. You'll probably still want to do that because you want to be an A+ student, but your grades will skyrocket if you just commit to doing like that 10-15 minute consistent studying when you don't even need to do it. Flashcards help your active recall. which means it helps your brain actually remember opposed to just like reading everything. Tip 3, chunking and the Pomodoro method. Again, we talked about chunking. So taking those big things and making them smaller and more manageable. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you stress, girl. But again, I've talked about this earlier, Pomodoro will change your life. Use the 2-minute rule, okay? Instant wins are amazing. If you are someone who struggles to just get started, go and take that list that can be so overwhelming. You have a million things on your list and you get so burnt out just by looking at it. Half of those things, I can promise you, will not take you as long as you think. So go and take the ones where you know are easy wins and accomplish them right at the start of your day, so then you can condense that to-do list and you feel less overwhelmed, and then you have that sense of, you know what, I already accomplished so much in my day, so now I can accomplish this because I feel ready to do so. And make sure that when you're using these study methods, you are doing them in a distraction-free zone, okay? Create a cozy little study nook with an ambiance on, with a candle lit, mute your notifications, put your phone on D&D, girl. And again, clean your workspace so you don't have all this visual clutter. You can just focus on the task at hand. And boost your concentration by doing a few mindfulness exercises with like deep breathing, even like a little YouTube yoga session before you start. So your action step for this chapter is to pick one new study method technique that you want to start and just really be on top of this, okay? Don't get super motivated and try it once and then fall off, okay? If you're going to do the Pomodoro, if you're going to do the Feynman technique, whatever you do, just commit to doing that for 30 straight days. And I can guarantee you, once you start seeing those results come in, you're going to become addicted to them and you're never going to go back. Chapter number 6, how to romanticize school and feel like you are Blair Waldorf living on the Upper East Side, going to Constance High. Location is everything, okay? But mindset is even more important. When you go into it, take the time to say, how can I make this task just a little bit more enjoyable? We rush, go through life, and then we forget to just slow down and be present. How can you be present? Take a breath, right? Do it right now, girl. Amazing. Okay. How are you doing today? How are you feeling today? Check in with yourself, spray a nice perfume on, put on a nice outfit or a comfy set intentionally, light the candles, really go and be like, I am sitting here and I'm studying and I'm going to enjoy it. Like play the soft music, make an environment almost that feels like a spa. And yes, I know you're going to get to work. Okay. But you have two options: to rush and spike your cortisol and just be so stressed and feel like crap while you're doing it, or to make it feel like an experience, to make it feel fun. So your girl action step for this chapter is to go into your notes app and create a study time routine. So the first thing you do, I want it to be something that sets the tone. It could be a 5-minute yoga video. It could be a 5-minute visualization. It could even be you watching some sort of study subliminal. Then after you do that, I want you to go and write out like what you want to do, how you want to like set up your space so you can go into this feeling like your best self already before you even open the book. And then write out all the study methods that you want to use so you don't forget them. So we talked about Feynman, we talked about Pomodoro, we talked about flashcards and spaced repetition. Write what we just talked about down so you can review it and be like, okay, I have my Blair Waldorf strategy, I have my Blair Waldorf scheme for how I am going to get straight A's this school year, and go and consult your little notes app every single time before you go study and check it off like you would just like your daily habits tracker, girly. And I promise you that will change your life. Do not forget, divas, that Blair Waldorf did not become Queen Bee on accident, okay? She wasn't effortless, and she wasn't this like instant it girl like Serena van der Woodsen who just like stepped out and everyone fell in love with her. She had to force her way into becoming Queen Bee, okay? She had to have nonstop plans, strategize, re-strategize, reflect, and grow, and just show up with undeniable confidence, even when she didn't, to be able to get what she wanted. So now it is your turn. I want you to channel your inner Blair Waldorf this school year and truly show up as your best self, dress the part, act the part. But this time, girly, I want you to be a kind person. Because that way, if you have all of that, plus you are genuinely kind and a girl's girl, I can promise you, you can do whatever you want. And maybe if Blair Waldorf did that, she would have gotten to you. If someone hasn't told you yet today, I believe in you so much. I am so proud of you. I know studying so hard and trying to balance everything that you have to balance is not an easy task, but you are still showing up for yourself every single day. You're watching videos like this to try and become your best self. You are going to kill it on your exams. You're going to kill it this school year. I believe in you, girl, okay? So go comment down below what grade you were trying to get or whatever exam or subject you're studying for. And then when you are done, like claim what you want. And then once you finish your exams, come back, pin this video, set a reminder, add the link in your notes app for your study method sessions. Come back and tell us if you achieved it so we can continue to motivate each other so much. With that being said, now you have all of the Blair Waldorf inspired study methods to help you glow up and transform yourself into a Blair Waldorf inspired it girl this school season. The only question left is, are you ready to get up and glow?